Hey y'all, it's because Mama said so, and today we're making baked leg quarters, cauliflower mac and cheese, and lemon pepper asparagus. While our cauliflower is thawing in the microwave, we're going to melt some butter in our large pot, and we're going to also, in a separate container, we're going to do 3 eggs, a cup of sour cream, and a cup of milk, and then some seasoning, salt, pepper, and Tony seasoning, and whisk it and set it aside. This is a really great dish. It is actually low carb, even though with all the cheese and everything, I don't know that I would necessarily call it a health food, but if you are keto or low carb, you're going to love this one. We are going to add the cauliflower to this large pot, and then we're going to toss it in with all of that butter in order to coat it. And after we get all of our cauliflower coated, we will add our egg and sour cream and milk mixture. And we'll stir it and we'll cook it for just a little bit. Going to add our cauliflower and cheese mixture to a greased 9x13 baking dish. This recipe is awesome because you can actually do this in the morning or the night before, or maybe even a couple of days before, and have it set aside, kind of like a make-ahead side. This will bake at 375 degrees for about 30 to 40 minutes and then sit about 10 more minutes before serving. I'm going to top this with a little more cheese and some paprika because, quite frankly, it just makes it super pretty. Now we're going to move on to our chicken, and I know this is a lot of chicken. Normally I just do about 6 of these leg quarters to feed my family, but I'm actually going to be doing some freezer meals this weekend in order to get ready for the upcoming school week, and so I'm going to make a lot of extra chicken in order to use that chicken for those meals. So that's why it looks like I'm feeding a small army some chicken. I'm going to rub the top of those with olive oil, and then I'll put my seasonings on top. Of course, I have the recipe at the end of this video of what seasonings that I'm using. And all of the seasonings, I give kind of a rough idea of about how much I used, but season with your heart. You know what your family likes and doesn't like. But I'm just going to go ahead and get those seasoned up, and we'll put those in the oven at 375 degrees, usually for about an hour is what it usually takes. You want to use a thermometer and stick it into the thick part of the meat, and when it says 165 degrees, you can go ahead and pull them out. When you do pull them out, though, make sure that you reserve your drippings in the bottom of the pan because we will be using that to make gravy. lemon pepper asparagus, this is super simple. I just went ahead and rinsed them, and I left the rubber band on the top because it makes it easier to cut off those kind of woody bottom stems, and it also makes it easier to lay them out really pretty. I usually, especially since I'm using two, I like to put the ends kind of like half of them going one way and half of them going another way. I find it bakes better. I'm going to drizzle on olive oil and some seasonings along with some garlic and lemon pepper and give that a good toss with my hands to make sure that the asparagus is coated. Then I'm going to slice a lemon and put little lemon pieces in between the asparagus in order to give it that great lemon flavor as it bakes. This is also going to go in the oven at 375 for about 30 to 40 minutes. Now we're going to work on our gravy, and a lot of people get really overwhelmed by gravy. They worry that it's going to come out lumpy. They worry that it's not going to be the right consistency, and there seems to be a lot of mystery surrounding really great smooth gravy and sauces. And so all you need to know is you need equal parts fat and flour. For this particular gravy, we are going to use 1/4 cup of butter and 1/4 cup of flour. Now there's two reasons that you want to make sure that you're adding your fat and your flour together to cook. First, as the flour gets coated in the fat, it'll keep it from getting lumpy when you add your liquid. Second of all, it'll cook that raw flour taste out of your gravy, which could leave it kind of tasting kind of pasty and gross if you don't. In the next week, I do hope to do kind of a Mama's Gravy Masterclass where we'll do like chicken gravy, we'll do sausage gravy, I'll do a milk and pepper gravy, and I'll also do a brown gravy. So that way I can show you how easy it is to make all of those gravies kind of using the same format of equal parts fat and flour and about 2 to 3 cups of liquid. So once we have all of our gravy mixed together, we taste it for seasonings to make sure that it has the right flavor. Remember, we're using the drippings from our leg quarters, so we have that seasoning already, but it needed just a little bit more salt and pepper. Here is our baked mac and cheese, all complete, our asparagus with lemon pepper, and of course, a nice pile of leg quarters. My family absolutely loved this. It turned out so flavorful and so good. As always, screenshot the recipes. Let me know if you try them. Take care of yourself, your precious cargo. And why? Because Mama said so.